Blast me to Mumble Earth! It's time for a Merlin Mumbles. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Merlin Mumbles. And we've got a rather special one this time round. So, doing a little something special on the channel to celebrate my 15 years in the hobby. But other than that, first off, let's get a little bit of a catch up. So, personal life is a little bit in turmoil at the moment. We have something personal going on in the family, and kind of going to be dialing back the video content I'll be pumping out over the next month or so. But hopefully I should still be able to get back on track and bring you new videos. So there, yeah. Things might be slow for a while, but they will pick back up again eventually. But it's pretty much a hard time at the moment. My mum's had to go off to visit family and pretty much left me in charge, really. So yeah, it is eating up what little time I do get to myself, but I am still cracking on with hobby stuff regardless. So what have I been doing hobby-wise? I have made a start on my Seraphon. I've built and painted my Slan Mage Priest, as well as a Saurus Sunblood, who will now count as a Old Blood, I think it is, in the new book. So that's the start of my Seraphon army getting off the ground. Next I'm going to build 5 Raptidon Hunters, then 5 Raptidon Chargers, then the 10 Saurus. Then I have also got on order at my local shop the new Vanguard box, so that is going to be expanding. It's got pretty much everything I'd want to start expanding with: another unit of Saurus, a Carnosaur, and Croxagores, some awesome models. Next things to add, I think, would be some Skinks after that. Other than that, I've been working on Imperium and Stormbringer. I'm currently uploading 2 videos of Imperium a week, Monday and Friday, getting through the extended 10 issues. And Wednesday I'm now uploading my Stormbringer video of the week. I should be getting my next subscription in about 2 weeks. I think it starts processing Monday or Tuesday next week, so I should have sign of it being processed on my Hachette account sometime by the end of the week. So I will try to update people on that on my social medias. So yeah, that's pretty much the story for that. Like I said, I just need to finish painting all of the Imperium stuff, then I can think about what I'm going to do with the campaign system. It looks good. I'm tempted to do 10th, but I might just keep it as 9th edition, just to keep everything the same as it was throughout the collection, pretty much. No point changing up the rules just for the end of the magazine. I might as well finish it all off in 9th. I might put a poll up, see what people think. If they want to see it done in 10th, I'll do it in 10th. If they want to see it continued in 9th, I'll continue it in 9th. The final bit of my catch-up then is Get Started. Yeah, I've hit a speed bump again with Get Started. I've just found too much getting in the way of trying to get the Star Wars Legion started. Who knows, I might be able to get it done, maybe even start it over the winter months, but I'm not holding out any hopes. I still have my last winter project, which was the Hoth battle board, to finish. the board's finished. I just got to finish painting the two battle forces, Blizzard Force and Echo-based Defenders. So far it's one infantry squad, a scout bike squad, and a Tauntaun rider squad each. So yeah, I just got to finish painting the additional guys for the first squad. Then I believe my next stage was to start the second squad for each side, and then I was going to start doing a couple of the characters. Other get started, I have been planning the early stages of a brand new get started 40k. I'm planning on picking up the new starter set at some point, using the Tyranids to expand my friend's Tyranid collection that I've already started with Leviathan. Nearly finished painting that. I just got the last details to do on the Neuro Tyrant and the Carnifex Screamer Killer, and then I've got 5 Infernus Marines to do, and I'm done. So I've actually cracked on pretty well with that. But yeah, the get started would be doing High Fleet Leviathan versus Blood Angels, because one of the other projects I've started recently then is Primarisifying my Blood Angel army. So back along I started doing 500 point army list sections of Firstborn only. With the way things are going for Firstborn, we're going to be losing a lot of classic integral units, so I'm moving everything over to Primaris. So far I've done 5 Death Company, a Chaplain, which I had originally held off to use with for my Ultramarines, because that's the only thing that's really missing from my Ultramarine collection is a Chaplain model. But he has now been repurposed into Blood Angels, and I think it's the right move. And I've also started painting up 5 Intercessors. I've got another 5 to build and paint, but I'm going to try and do 5 at a time. It'll be a nice squad of 10 to start off, and I'll be able to put them in my drop pod that I've got sitting around. Next thing I want to touch on then is the Nova Open reveals that came out this week. So yeah, there's been a lot of nice stuff. Fulgrim was good, but he is 30k exclusive, and I am not getting much of a drive for 30k. I did like the look of the new Strike Force box that comes with 30 Mark III Marines, a Land Raider, and the Doredio Dreadnought, and some weapon upgrades, which is pretty cool. The only thing I feel it lacks is there's no actual HQ model, but I guess it's one that you can add a HQ model to your own to it, and you're good to go. I mean, I think I still have Fafnir Ran lying around if I haven't sold him already. No, wait, I think I did sell him. So if I did want to, I would probably pick up Fafnir Ran again and do a nice Imperial Fist Mark III army. But that's a long way off. Legion Imperialis, though, is possibly more my liking. I've always wanted to get into Epic. So, but yeah, going back to Nova Open, the 30k stuff was kind of, the Underworld stuff it's a new starter set, but it's 2 factions I don't really care about. It's Hedonites of Slaanesh again, and Idoneth Deepkin again. So that's the second wall bands, I think, for both of those factions. And the Idoneth one, maybe, but not too keen on the Slaanesh one. So, not too bothered with Underworld stuff anyway. I already have the previous starter set plus the new Daughters of Cain, and I have on order when it arrives the new Skaven Pestilence warband for Weird Hollow. So I've got plenty of Underworld stuff to do. I am also thinking of doing a get started in Underworlds, as Underworlds has seemed to have been a popular system on the channel. Some of the highest viewed videos are Underworlds related. So I might pick up the starter set and do a get started around that, although it won't be a very long series. It'll just be a couple of paint videos showing how to paint one of the models from each side, and then a gameplay video pretty much. The other standout things from Nova Open though was the new Fey Enchantress for Bretonia. She looks fantastic, riding the unicorn, her lovely long flowing dress, and of course the Grail Chalice. She looks fantastic. Definitely going to be picking her up alongside the rumoured Bretonian box. There's a lot of hype at my local club for Old World. There's a lot of people who missed that system and are all gearing up and getting excited to get back into it. I'm hoping that they will release bags of 25mm square bases when the game launches, as I would like to get proper size bases for all my Skaven that I have unbuilt currently for Age of Sigmar. Definitely probably thinking they're more going to be used for old world games rather than Age of Sigmar. I'm still in two minds about Age of Sigmar. I have 4 armies, soon to be 6 thanks to the Stormbringer collection. I have Stormcast, I have Skaven, Flesh Eater Courts, and Seraphon. Then I'll be getting Caradron Overlord, small selection of, and Sylvaneth, a small selection of, from Stormbringer. So yeah, that's too many armies that I'm not using. Mind you, then again, the same can be said for 40k. I have way too many. I am currently reworking my paint scheme for Grey Knights and hoping that we get a awesome new wave of Grey Knight stuff when their codex gets updated. I'm hoping next year will be nice, but I'm going to paint up what I got with my new method just to practice and get it finally painted. It's been sitting in a box for far too long. But yeah, the big point of Nova though was the brand new Space Marine stuff. Oh my Emperor, there was so much there that I'm definitely going to be grabbing for both my primary Space Marine armies, which is my Crimson Fists and my Blood Angels. So definitely picking up the Terminator Captain and Chaplain for my Crimson Fists, and most of the jump pack stuff, maybe the Scouts for my Blood Angels. Definitely want to get some Scouts for Crimson Fists as well. I miss Scouts so much. As I've mentioned several times on this channel, I am not the biggest fan of Phobos. And yeah, I'm just glad that Scouts have been updated faithfully. And it's looking like they're now going to only be having 1 sniper rifle per squad. It's going to be taking up the slots of the heavy weapon. It would be nice if we do get full scout sniper squads, but I'm guessing that would take away from eliminators. So eliminators would still be a unit of snipers, and then scouts can take a single sniper. So we'll have to wait and see the full reveal for them. We've only seen the 5 basic guys with pistols and combat blades, and they've shown 3 heavy weapons, so heavy bolter, missile launcher, and the sniper rifle, plus there's cloaks that can be attached as well, which is pretty cool, which is what I was always hoping would be they do in the future for a new scout squad. And yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting the multi-part Sternguard kit, and I can't remember whose channel I left a comment on, but I did leave a comment on someone's channel saying that the new Sternguard would have a heavy flamer sort of weapon, and indeed they have. So they've got a pyre cannon, I think it's called. So yeah, I called that. But yeah, the new Sternguard kit looks good, and they've finally shown a new model in Crimson Fist colours, and it looks glorious. But I have seen the Jump Sergeant and Jump Sergeant was in Raven Guard colours, and that was kind of... I keep going backwards and forwards on doing a Raven Guard army. I'd like to do one at some point, but I think really for me the Jump standout jump marine stuff was the captain and the intercessor in Blood Angel colours. They looked perfecto. Definitely want to add them to my Blood Angels. I just need to think of a heavy unit to add to the army. I kind of want to do what I was doing in my 500 point collection and having at least one unit of each of the different ranks that the Blood Angels have. So I've already got a Stern Guard veteran squad that I picked up off of eBay as my veteran squad. I've got Death Company, I've got intercessors for battle line. I'll be getting jump assault intercessors for a close support, and I just need to think of a fire support. I'm thinking maybe, well, I'll definitely have the Infernus Marines from the starter set. They're going to be fire support. I'm also thinking Hellblasters. I've not yet picked up the multi-part Hellblasters, and I think it's about time I did. So yeah, that covers Nova Open. There's a lot of good stuff. I did like the Gorgers, actually, though. They were quite nice. I'm currently painting the Stormbringer Ogre Moor Tribe Tyrant. And yeah, I may just have to go up to 7 armies for Age of Sigmar. I mean, it needs a bit of a refresh because they are still using the old fantasy stuff for most of the units, but they are fantastic models nonetheless. I do like the ogres. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing then on my catch up for this, not catch up, for this video, is my 15th anniversary in the hobby. So yeah, 15 years ago this month, I took my first steps into this hobby, and I'm celebrating it with the same system that I started off with. So I started off with Lord of the Rings, and this is actually the very same rulebook I got in the old Mines of Moria starter set. I've had this the whole 15 years, and yeah, I'm doing something special, but in order to cover that, I will have to switch the camera around, so I will be back shortly. So yeah, this is what I'll be doing for my 15th anniversary, and I've actually made pretty good progress so far already on it. So, using the old-fashioned rules, because why not? It's pretty much the rules I'm still familiar with. I will be playing through on the channel the classic Fall of the Necromancer campaign. So, for people of a similar vintage, the source books were fantastic little books that took well-known, and in this case not so well-known, Middle-earth lore and expanded it into the tabletop game. So this sees the members of the White Council, the Elves of Mirkwood, fighting against the Necromancer of Dol Guldur. And yeah, it's a really good book. I've had this again 15 years. And yeah, so it's got some nice lore in it, maps. And then we start going into the missions. I've already played through mission 1. Ended up, sadly, a evil victory. But I was just sort of practicing through things. And I will be doing, of course, plenty of video tutorials. As I've got some awesome stuff to show off, like these spider-infested woods. I'm going to show you people how to make these, as well as individual trees. I've got paint guides I'm planning, and I'll be using a lot of 3D printed stuff, so I'll be sharing links to companies that do awesome alternatives for Middle-earth models. So, yeah, as I said, I've made good progress, and that progress includes getting a good chunk of what I need for Mission 2 also painted, which will in turn complete a good chunk of what I need for the entire campaign. So I already have pretty much all the Wood Elf stuff and all the evil stuff from the first mission painted. I have built and ready to paint 24 orcs, and I already have a orc captain. I have just finished painting a warg chieftain, or as I like to call it, a warg alpha, and three wild wargs, and I have the other 3 on order, as I need a total of, actually no, I only need 4 total wild ones. The rest I will start to use and convert into warg riders. I have the 11 high elf warriors that I need at the moment painted, or in the process of painting. Elrond I've had painted for a while, and Legolas I've also had painted for a while. I've got quite a few Legolas. He was one of my favourite characters. But yeah, I have a majority of this all ready to go. I have made starts on a conversion for Kamal instead of trying to hunt down the classic metal model. I'm trying to avoid the resin stuff if I can, but sadly most of my high elves are resin, so I've had to make do with those. But yeah, I'm going to try and do some conversions throughout this campaign as well. I'm tracking down a lot of the models. I've got Círdan, who I really lucked out and paid I think £15 for him, which is pretty good. He goes for between 15 and 25, I think it is, on his own, and I got him unpainted, which was good. Most of the ones I've seen are painted or at least undercoated. The hardest model I'm trying to get hold of is Erestor. The cheapest I've seen him on eBay was 45 quid. So yeah, Erestor's the guy down the front here. Glorfindel I've got, but I've got one with a broken sword, so I'm going to use a spare Wood Elf swordsman to repair him. But Erestor with the 2 blades, he is really hard to get hold of. I'm hoping perhaps he comes around on made to order again, in which case I'll pick him up. But if not, I might have to find an alternative way to represent him. Yeah, I'm not really wanting to pay 40 to 150 quid, which is the other one I could find on eBay, which was a box of him and Glorfindel, 150 quid for those 2. I know they're hard to get models, but seriously, that is a lot of money just for this little campaign. So yeah, Medal Knight and Affairs of Wizards, I've got all those models, not the exact, well, I've got those 2 exactly. I haven't got that particular Saruman, but I have a generic Saruman that came with the Middle-earth magazine series. I did pick up Celeborn quite recently on eBay, £15 with the Haldir with his sword. Never been too fond of that model. I think it's might have just been the paint job they did when he first came out on him. He didn't look quite the best. I've always preferred the one with a bow. I've got giant spiders. I picked up Wargame Atlantic spiders quite a few years back, and I've finally put them to use as spiders. They look suitably perfect for Middle-earth scale. They are on 50mm bases, so I am looking to get a nice large 3D printed Spider Queen. Hopefully something suitable to represent the Spider Queen. Yeah, the other things we get added on here are a troll and a generic ring wraith. I actually managed to pick one of those up on eBay back along. I've already finished painting him. Just got to finish off detailing his base. 25 wood elven warriors are needed in total. So 9 with spears and shield. I already have 7, 8 if you count the one with the banner, and I've picked up a final one on eBay to finish off the 9, and I just need to get 4 more blades and bows. But yeah, it is looking a fun campaign. I've been planning on playing through this for years, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing it. It's great. These books were fantastic. They had hobby sections, so paint guides on how to paint your models. The Necromancer is going to be hard to get hold of. I think he's fine cast at the moment. I'm not too sure. He might be metal still, but he is available at least on GW. £25 isn't too bad, so I'm definitely going to pick him up at some point. But yeah, they have hobby sections, how to make woods and individual trees, how to make the Tower of Dol Guldur. Definitely gonna have fun doing that. I'm going to incorporate some of the old-fashioned Middle-earth ruins into the construction of this and the layer of the Spider Queen, but I am also going to try my hand at making this as the magazine shows. Some barricades are going to be fairly easy to do, some broken bits of slate filed flat. Yeah, paint guides again for the terrain, how to make the tower's entrance there. Yeah, and then of course it has profiles at the back for good versions of evil characters, new characters introduced, alternative characters introduced. So Glorfindel and Eristor there, Círdan, Lady Galadriel, Franduil, who was... I had him years ago when I first got this book because I started doing a Mirkwood army. Really kicked myself selling him, but I managed to pick him up not too long ago. I think I paid only about 11-14 quid for him. He was painted, and I pretty much just tidied up the paint job he had and finished him off. And yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah, other than that, I have everything I need for the good guys, pretty much. I just need to finish off a few things for the bad side. I've got Castellans, they're awesome models, but yeah. I did try my hardest to win this Banner Bearer, which only ever got shown off in this book. He was the prototype of the one that eventually got released, which was just a modified Wood Elf Sentinel. So yeah. Another thing I'm going to do later on in a separate video is I'm going to give it a full review of September 2008. So this was the first issue of White Dwarf I ever picked up. And in it, started a love for a lot of my armies, but primarily I want to show you one little page there. So one thing that always grabbed my attention was the alternate colour schemes for the Mirkwood elves. So we've got the Mountain Wood elves, which had a slight grey to their scheme. Northern Mirkwood, where it's the heaviest of forests, they had dark browns and dark greens. The Greenwood Eve Wardens, they wore white into their colour scheme. But the one I always had a interest in was Franduil's Guard here. And I have actually painted models using that particular colour scheme there. And I'll be doing a paint guide for it in my series to go along with the campaign. And yeah, that's the army I tried to replicate back when I first started the hobby. Yeah, I will do a full review of this in another video as there's a lot to go through. But that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Check the links below. My Patreon, etc. All there for you if you'd like to help support any of the upcoming projects I'll be working on. So yeah, thank you again for watching this Mumble, and I will see you next time for more mad content. Goodbye.